A response now from the IFP. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Please give us your response.
An absolute pleasure, and good afternoon to you and the viewers. Well, the IFP notes the judgment, and we believe that it is a victory for democracy, justice, and the Constitution, and a further categoric statement that nobody is above the law. It did not have to come to this, and we continue to implore on all South Africans to subject themselves to court processes as and when the need arises to do so. What we are calling for, of course, as the IFP, is for calm and restraint on the part of the supporters of President Zuma. As we know, the situation has been tending towards volatile, and the coming days will be a test for the whole country. And so we are calling for peace and calm, and calling on President Zuma to subject himself to the prescripts of the judgment, including but not limited to compliance within the next 5 days. But we fundamentally believe that the notion that nobody is above the law has once again been a triumph for our democracy and our Constitution.
Thank you very much, sir. That was Mkhuleko Mhlengwa. He's from the IFP. We're now joined, on the line by Dr. Charles Sinkala, the president of the Organization of African Political Parties Forum. Let's start with the organization you represent. How broad and where do you have representation on the continent?
Yes, thank you very much. We have its headquarters here in South Africa. It was established here as an NPC. And we have the footprint across the African continent. We have recruited most of the African political parties on the continent to teach them and educate them about democracy and what they're expected to do. Our membership spans up to about 1.2 million people within the continent.
Now, the judgment against former President Jacob Zuma deals with the issues of ethical and honest leadership where he's been found wanting. What's your reaction to the news?
Yes, from our perspective, we do understand, and as many people anticipated that this issue will come to this end. And in fact, I think former President Zuma himself, he anticipated. That's why he was saying he's not scared of going to jail. As president of any country, once you're appointed and charged to look after the country resources and the management, should you leave, you are accountable. Even after you've left, to be answerable. So the issue for him to go to the commission was simple, that he says what he knows and he doesn't say what he doesn't know. But unfortunately, his legal team actually failed him. But in any case, we welcome the judgment by the Constitutional Court of South Africa, and I think this gives us more confidence that even though we've got so many problems and cases across the continent, we have our constitutional systems which are just and present justice to the people. And I think this has inspired as well the rest of the continent in terms of democracy, that our judiciary systems are independent from political influence, even if those people are connected and the elite connection in the political elite world.
Do you think it's going to take some time before other African countries can replicate this sort of decision?
I don't think so. The agitators now for the pro-democracy, for the rule of law, now the young people of this generation X, they call them, they are coming up already. We've seen in Eswatini, people, they want the rule of law, they want democracy, they want to make sure that the people, they are in supreme power rather than politicians who have captured the systems for many years. So I think as South Africa stands as a big brother on the continent, history is made here in South Africa, and I think sooner or later we shall see that other countries as well, they are advocating for the independence of the judicial system. We've seen already how Kenya as well came up and made history for recalling the elections, which was nullified, so that the rerun of the elections should be done. I mean, as well in Malawi, as well as other parts of the continent, I feel that the judiciary system's independence is being adhered to, and I think, to the Constitutional Court of South Africa, this is actually an historic judgment. First, actually, in fact, on the continent, that former president, head of state and government, has been found guilty for an offense, because some of these cases, if you look at corruption on the continent, none of the perpetrators or those vindicated has been found guilty, except, I think, with the exception of former President Chiluba from Zambia, and as well as, from Monrovia and many others, a few of them. But I'm very actually happy as an organization that the Constitution of South Africa has taken this within a short period of time to make a decision. And I think this also empowers the Zondo Commission and this chairperson, to focus on what is exactly, and that to show the people that the commission is actually very important in the way of dealing with these issues, and not necessarily seeing who was wrong or who was right, but how can we improve from what happened is the case and the story of the commission, such as this, which has now given the power by the Constitution to proceed with its mandate.
Dr. Charles Sinkala, thank you very much for your time, sir. He's from the Organization of African Political Parties Forum. Let's get some reaction now from Dennis Bloom. He's from COPE. Thank you very much, Mr. Bloom, for joining us. Your quick reaction, please.
Good morning. What we are saying, we welcome this Constitutional Court's judgment by sending a former president, Zuma, to prison for 15 years. Jacob Zuma has thought that he is above the law and untouchable. But it shows very clearly that the Constitutional Court and the rule of law is key in this country. This is a victory, not only for us, but for the rule, for the Constitution and the rule of law. Zuma has repeatedly said that he will not cooperate with the Zondo Commission. He will rather go to jail. He got what he wanted today. He's going to sit for 15 months in court. Now, this is a very clear message to all of us that South Africa will never become a banana republic. This was an assurance from the Constitutional Court that nobody is above the law. The law of this country must be respected. Now, this is a message, and I hope that Zuma supporters and the so-called RET forces must see that their leader is going to prison and they will follow. That is what the Congress of the People are saying. We are very happy with this judgment that the Constitutional Court have once again assured us that this country is a country of law and order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bloom. Dennis Bloom there from COPE. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll have more reaction for you thereafter.